Hey there, it's Tony here, and welcome to episode 108 of the Coach Curl podcast. Today, starting your own social experiment.
Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul. I see you. All right, John. Finish on. Coach Curl.
Hey there, and how are we? It's episode 108 of the Coach Curl podcast, and today we're doing something new. We're broadcasting live, so expect some little stuff ups along the way. This is the first opportunity that we've had to go live here on our new platform at Spreaker.com, and really excited to see how it turns out and see if I can actually make this work. Today's episode is all about our own social experiment, and it's one that is quite dear to me at the moment because once again Australia is in this grip of reality TV fever. We've got Married at First Sight, the big one, maths, #maths, where people are married in this social experiment with someone that they've never met. They're literally married to a stranger. Now, of course they're married to a stranger. It's Married at First Sight. That's the whole premise of the show. And the show takes us through the challenges that they face within the experiment. Now, we see all gamuts here. We see the nervous anxiety before the reality TV ceremony. We see the over-opinionated family members who really, why are they given? It's their 15 minutes of fame. I get that, but we see over-opinionated family members. We see the awkward conversations, and we see these so-called experts pretty much show or highlight maybe their lack of expertise. Now, of course, none of this is real. And it's scripted more than what we would care to believe. The show is as fake as the ceremonies that they take part in. They bang on about this being a social experiment. But is it? Really, what they're doing is they're producing a TV show. They're producing entertainment. And I really want you to think about that. They're producing a TV show. They're producing entertainment. Whatever reality TV show that you get caught up in, it's a TV show. It's there for entertainment. So it got me thinking, where is the social experiment in all this? And I'm going to share some of my thoughts. Where is the social experiment in all of this? And to me, it's somewhere completely different. It's actually the social experiment that's happening is in us. Okay, yeah, you heard me right. It's in us. Now, I enjoy jumping onto Twitter. Now, I try not to watch the show. I do catch glimpses. I work most evenings on writing. But I do, the TV's on in the other room, and I do catch bits of it. So I can't say that I'm an avid fan or an avid waste of energy person, or that it's something I detest. From an entertainment piece, it certainly can bring the peaks and the troughs, which is what they're endeavouring to do. But where I get my enjoyment from it is where I jump onto Twitter and review the emotions from the avid readers. Yeah, they take sides, they scream blue murder, they waste precious time and precious energy investing in a show like Married at First Sight. They invest precious time and energy investing in the show. And then waste more energy with their keyboard antics, sharing their thoughts, their words. Now, before I set off, yes, I'm aware that some people will use this as a release from the everyday. And where it's entertainment and entertainment only, yeah, fair enough. Good on you. So if that's your release from life, maybe it's a release from a life where you're really busting to make it worthwhile. Maybe it's a life that you're working hard to achieve your visions and outcomes. And that is your only vice, and that is your only release. And I would say more power to you. But maybe it's a release from a life of routine and mundane. A release from a life that some may think has failed them. A life maybe of unfulfilled potential. A release from boredom or regret. You know? And where that is a release and we're wasting our time, our precious energy on a show like this, we truly can go back and think that we're wasting our time. So I just want you to think about that. A release from boredom or regret. While the TV show itself is set up to be this social experiment, the one worth watching is the one that gets played out between the general population. The Facebook comments, the Twitter debates, the mass following on social media, the water cooler conversations, the unbridled release of energy, where people view the show through their eyes and clouded by your perceptions. We view it through our own eyes and it's clouded by the way that we view the world. It's clouded by our perceptions. It's clouded by our perspective. It's clouded by our agreement with reality. This is the real social experiment. How far can they take the public? How far can they provoke the reaction that they're looking for? So that's a social experiment worth watching. What's the general tone of the population? And how are we taking them along for this ride? Now, personally, I don't get the pull of some of these shows. I love the ones, like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, where they put a dozen girls or guys to compete over the affection of one. Now, we get sucked into watching this in increasing numbers. Now, but imagine that in real life. If my daughter or my son came home and proudly said to me that they have the chance to be with the best looking person in school or the coolest person in school, and that they were looking to choose 1 out of 12 potential suitors, right? What do you think my advice would be? What do you think my wife's advice would be? What would your advice be? You'd be saying, don't be stupid, wouldn't we? We would be advising our child to run and to get out of there. We would be telling them that they are more valuable than going into an auction for a relationship. They are more valuable than going into an auction for a relationship. Yet we lap this up as viewers, don't we? So why? I don't have the answers to why. Maybe we're looking for that release. But, maybe this is our release from a life that's let us down. But maybe we should look at this a little bit differently. Maybe instead of watching these so-called experiments, these so-called social experiments, we look at how we can develop and build our own social experiment. And it is one based on observing and intentionally defining our own behaviors and actions. So this social experiment that we can build that will have value to ourselves is one based on observing our own actions and behaviors and intentionally defining our own actions and behaviors. Not on looking at others and forming judgment and expanding energy over things that we ultimately have less control over. Now, maybe this might be a little less exciting. Okay, it may be a little less exciting than watching the latest maths episode, waiting for that guy to cheat with that other girl who isn't his so-called TV wife. I don't know. But maybe you could spend that time working on your own social experiment, in making your best life. Maybe learn something new that can enhance your life, your career, your business. Maybe learn to start to play the guitar. Maybe dive into something that you've been curious about for a long, long time. So what could you do intentionally in your own social experiment to build the best you? And this is the one that I would encourage you to do. What could you do intentionally in your own social experiment to build the best you? Your energy, your time is valuable. It is. It's absolutely valuable. It is the only thing. Your time is the only thing we don't get more of. You can't go to the shop and buy another couple of years. When you're sitting there at the end of your life, you won't be sitting down recounting issues and episodes that happened in the 2019 series of Married at First Sight. No way in the world will you be doing that. You'll either be recounting some precious memories with people that you've loved, or you'll be going through the regret scenario. Spend your time wisely, people. Spend your time wisely. You are your own social experiment, and this is one that you can win. Let's get out there and get it done. Now, a big thank you once again to all of the people that support this podcast. If you've taken some value out of today, please share, review, pass it on to a friend that you know that is addicted to maths. Start your own social experiment. Get them thinking in a different way. Now, I have a number of ways in which you can build your personal, your professional, and your business growth. One of them, thanks to, of course, Think and Grow Business. They continually support this podcast, and you can check them out at thinkandgrowbusiness.com. We've got the Coach Curl Academy, over 60 programs in there that strengthen leadership, mindset in your business. And that's available at the coachcurlacademy.com, or simply buy my book, Seriously Simple Stuff to Get You Unstuck. It's available at my authors page at tonycurl.com.au, and 20% of every book sold goes to support the wonderful work being done by Carter's Cause, raising funds and awareness for Heart Kids Australia. Until next week, don't forget to live today stronger, braver, and wiser, and don't forget the golden rule. Just don't be an arsehole. I'll see you next week.